Hi, my name is Jamie Ireland, and the biofuel I chose to research was ethanol. Ethanol is a colorless liquid, also known as ethyl alcohol. Ethanol's chemical formula is CH3CH2OH. It's a renewable fuel made from different plant materials like trees, grasses, algae, and other biological materials. The purpose of ethanol is to oxygenate fuel, which then further helps reduce air pollution. And right down here is the molecular formula for ethanol. Growth and cultivation. Specific crops are grown in geographically favorable locations for the best growth and to support the production of ethanol. We want the best crops going in. So basically, ethanol is mostly made of corn, but like I said before, it is also made of different biological materials such as grass, algae, trees, and much more. When growing and cultivating these crops, we also want to take into favor whether the crops are used for livestock or for human consumption or other purposes. We don't want to be taking away too many crops, especially because that can mess up the food chain in our consumption as well as trying to produce the ethanol. In the cultivation of ethanol, crops undergo fermentation called biochemical conversion, which is just alcohol fermentation, but for plants, which turns it into ethanol. The process of alcohol fermentation. It undergoes normal glycolysis. So basically, we start here with the glucose. Glucose encounters with ADP, which ADP is then reduced to ATP, and NAD plus is reduced to NADH, and glucose is oxidized to 2-pyruvate. From there, instead of entering what is the citric acid cycle, carbon dioxide is released and pyruvate turns into acetaldehyde. From the acetaldehyde, it then comes in encounter with the NADH that was produced during glycolysis, and then NADH is oxidized to NAD plus, and then the acetaldehyde is reduced to ethanol. The development of ethanol. It is widely used across the U.S., and more than 98% of the fuel in the U.S. contains ethanol. The impact on the carbon footprint. It only emits about 315 grams of CO2 when a car is driven about a mile, which in terms means it emits about 4% less carbon than normal gasoline. The economic impact of ethanol. It creates a positive impact. Production creates more jobs in rural areas that need more job opportunity, which is pretty good. In 2021, it accounted for about 73,000 more direct jobs across the country, meaning it produced about $52.1 billion of gross domestic product and $28.7 billion in household income just for that year. Communication efforts, the Better Fuel Initiative. This initiative was launched by the Minnesota Corn Growers Association in 2020. It gained traction after E15 fuel and E85 fuel began to be used and became more popular. This initiative is to spread more information about the benefits of E15 and E85 gas. Their whole purpose is to further promote effort to increase accessibility across not only Minnesota, but across the country. And the only difference between E15 fuel and E85 fuel is that E15 fuel only contains about 15% ethanol within the gas, whereas E85 fuel has about 85%. The next steps. We're going to want to promote, and raise more awareness about the benefits of ethanol on carbon emissions. We also want to raise awareness on how it can better our pollution production, and fundraising would be a great way to help produce more ethanol plants to then produce more ethanol. The whole plan, to start, it's going to be on a smaller scale, but you can just spread awareness through websites, social media, and post more information. And then if you want to do more than that, you can also find cheap and easy ways to make pamphlets to hand out and spread more information. And there's my sources. Thank you.